Is this working? Yes! Crazy! Everybody, I can't believe we just had Batman. But hi again, welcome back. Yay! Thanks so much for tuning in so far to our stream. So I have both good news and bad news, right? Because just now in the chat, I mentioned that we have another guest. Our guest was here, but my golly, they were so busy, right? Because they were busy saying that they needed to get on some kind of cat bus. Like, what is that, right? Anyway, so they were very kind, though. They were very kind and very creative. So instead of just leaving me, because I was coordinator for this guest, right? So instead of just leaving me with nothing, which sometimes people do, right? Like, for example, Batman, or that TAETRO situation with Batman. Like, TAETRO left Batman with nothing. So I do feel quite a lot of sympathy for Batman, right? But thankfully, my guest that I was in charge of gave me a costume of them. So I'm just going to wear it, right? Our guest was Totoro. Oh no, jaw harping with Milo just said, Batman killed TAETRO. Perhaps. We won't know. Right? I don't see TAETRO anywhere in sight. So who knows, right? Who knows what's going on? Who knows, like, what's going to happen to TAETRO if and when he comes back? Oh, okay, anyway. But it is time to, do some music creation and make us think a little bit along the lines of Miyazaki. I don't know if there are any other Miyazaki fans of Studio Ghibli movies and stuff like that. But if you are, leave us a comment in the chat. And you can also tell us what your favorite Studio Ghibli movie is. I'm curious to hear if people have favorites. I think mine are, well, I don't necessarily have a favorite, but I do like, obviously, My Neighbor Totoro, which we also have a special shout out to TAETRO's mom for making a little Totoro crochet plushie. Super cute, really squishy. But yeah, probably Totoro. And who else do I like? Well, Howl's Moving Castle was a great one too. Spirited Away. My God, now I'm just listing everything. Ponyo. Just it's all of the movies. Castle in the Sky. Everything. Okay. But I think those two. Those are great. I think it's also cool to remember that musically, though, a lot of the stuff was created by Joe Hisaishi, who's awesome. And unfortunately, I did ask TAETRO about this before Batman took him, but I wanted to play music from Studio Ghibli movies on the stream, but in case we get taken down, we're not going to do that. So unfortunately, we won't. However, I do have headphones here and my own phone where I do have like a playlist of my favorite Studio Ghibli tunes that I might listen to and hopefully be able to talk about them at least verbally and tell you what's going on. Because when I'm creating music, right, especially in honor of the wonderful Totoro who left me this very nice onesie costume that's super comfy, and I really enjoy. Thanks, Totoro. In the light of that, right, we'll do a little bit of analysis and then we'll start making the beat because I think that's a really great way of being able to create these things, right? Ooh, thanks for putting your favorites in the chat, everyone. Let's see. Miles says, love the Pizza Hut box in the background. Yeah, they were chilling just now, eating pizza. It's great. Get Rick says, My Neighbor Totoro. That's great. That should be the actual name, right, of the movie. It's great. I know, Batman, it's true, Gary, Batman was kind of mean, right? He was biting, he was very unhappy and, joking about the Joker too and all of that. But anyway, yeah, Ghibli movies are great. Akira's Princess Mononoke. These are all good options, everyone. So cool. Yeah, I love Spirited Away. Grave of the Fireflies was a great one. Thanks, Andre, for mentioning that one. I think, yeah, that one was probably one of the sadder ones, but it was a great film. I really enjoyed it too. Let's see. Was TAETRO named after Totoro? Mrinel is asking. I think that's reasonable. Oh my gosh!
Hey, don't
everybody!
Go back either. I'm not paying you.
TAETRO is alive.
If you rude to my chat, this ain't gonna happen anymore, and I'm not giving you this back either.
Wow! Oh my gosh, everybody!
Guys,
look
I have
what,
to apologize.
Look what just happened.
I have to make.
We were worried for TAETRO, but we should have been worried for
Batman. More like no mask man now because look who's laughing. I got his mask. I have to apologize to all of you. Wow. I thought it would be a fun night,
Wow.
Bring a guest in like Batman. It's Halloween, bring in a celebrity.
Easy. Two of them yours, the one that you were in charge of turned out like that, and the one that I was in charge of had to go on a cat bus.
Insane. Who would have thought?
Come on.
So now
it's just us.
It's just us. But I'm really sorry for any pain that Batman may have caused. I have to go back and watch the VOD. I didn't catch all of it. I was watching from the other room. I was trying to crunch the numbers for the donation, but I know he was quite rude. I did see that many of you donated during that stream, and I have to say thank you so much for helping us with that donation, with raising money for the Music and Youth Initiative. That means a lot. Btober.com/donate. Y'all did great on that front, even though our guest was so rude. But hey, I got his mask, people.
You can auction that.
Oh, we could auction off the mask. I don't think,
Btober.
to be honest, he talks a big game about wealth and how cool all his tech is. And I heard him talking a little smack about my tech in here. But this is what he's got for a mask. A rubber latex.
That's a lo-fi.
Janky looking. You could probably buy this at any Halloween store mask. So he ain't all it's cracked up to be. He took off. I ain't helping him anymore with his Batmobile. Hopefully he gets home, or hopefully not.
You just dropped it on the floor.
I just dropped it on the floor.
It was like a mask drop instead of a
beat drop.
Or a mic drop.
Mic drop. Hey, we have a new member. Volqui, welcome.
Welcome.
To the community. Thank you so much. All membership revenue is going to the Music and Youth Initiative this month. There's only a couple days to join and be a part of that. And also, as a member, you can type ! new member. You'll learn how to join our Discord group. There's some freebies on the community tab for members. Didn't mean to hijack your stream.
No, please go for it. Welcome back. We were worried for you. We were just saying we weren't sure if you were coming
I
back.
had to take care of that guy. I thought he was gonna hang out, like be like cool, whatever. But he just wasn't. So I kicked him out. We won't have to deal with him anymore.
He made me get a really heavy guitar from the wall. I thought I was gonna fall off the couch.
Like you're like his. That's his thing. He comes from wealth. He thinks everybody should serve him. It's a little insane. But we are gonna do the retweet bounty. But I'll do that from over there. You can get started doing your thing. I'll make everybody aware of it in chat. And then we'll keep going. Oh, we're doing $250 Ableton gift card.
$250 Ableton gift card up for grabs, everybody. Please retweet.
No, that'll be at the end.
Later?
But the retweet bounty is a copy of Playbox.
Yeah, okay.
Copy of Playbox for Native Instruments. That's the retweet bounty later after you're done watching.
Yeah.
Am I friends with Batman? How can I be friends with somebody who is so rude to my community? It's insane.
And you, too.
And
when
me,
you weren't here.
after I'm trying to help him, and he's complaining about the pay. We agreed upon a certain pay, and he's not getting it now. He was super rude. Anyway.
And he made me get the guitar.
And he made you get a guitar.
Oh, my God.
At least we didn't give him any pizza.
Right, but here's the thing. The pizza, someone made a note just now that the pizza boxes were open. So, he might have,
Did he take a piece?
He probably did.
It's unbelievable. Guy talks about how rich he is. He can't get his own pizza?
No.
All right. Do your thing. I'll be in chat talking about the retweet bounty and stuff.
Okay. Cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks, Mr. TAETRO. We're so glad TAETRO's back. Everybody, round of applause for TAETRO. Yeah. Cool. Awesome. Great. Well, let's try this out, everybody. Wait, what? Yeah, I know. Batman's supposed to be nice, right? But it was probably Joker dressed as Maybe Joker was dressed as Batman, and that was who you got. That's true. Maybe it was like a double costume, right? But anyway, yeah, Totoro's here. I'm subbing for Totoro. Anyway, but what I thought might be cool to do, everybody, right? Let's check this out. Let's head over here and let's try out something that I often do when making music, or even just things in general that are quite similar to some things, or different from other things, and so on. But what I'm trying to get at is, let's take a look at just some music in general. All right, so I know a couple of folks might also not be super familiar with just Miyazaki movies in general, as well as Joe Hisaishi. So let's take a quick look at a little bit of Joe Hisaishi stuff. Okay, cool. So, this is interesting. Great, let me switch over. Hold on. Yeah, okay, cool. So, here is a quick Google search, everybody. Joe Hisaishi, whose birthday is coming up in December. We will wish him on the day that he has his birthday. But let's head over to Wiki and let's take a look at his discography. So he has composed for basically almost majority of the Miyazaki movies, Miyazaki being the main animator for Studio Ghibli, which is a Japanese company that does a lot of animated movies and so on. But here is just, wow, here's all of his work, right? Some compilation albums too, video albums, soundtracks, okay, here we go. So out of the multiple Miyazaki movies that are really popular, Joe Hisaishi did the music for Castle in the Sky, Totoro, which probably will be one of our main quote unquote references for today, if you will. Okiki's Delivery Service, that one was also really fun. I liked that too. Let's see, what else do we have? We have Princess Mononoke as well. Yay! And Spirited Away, Howl's Moving Castle, like I mentioned. I'm pretty sure he also did Ponyo, but yeah, Ponyo, there we go. So all of these are just, really lovely animated movies. Maybe for a bit of context, I'll open up Ponyo since that was the last one we talked about, but super cute. Yay! Ponyo. This one is a pretty, kind of somewhat sad story also, but I really enjoyed it too. Anyway, so see if you can check out their movies if you haven't yet. They're really lovely. I want up some of my favorite stuff, and also just generally speaking, a lot of people associate those movies with things like nostalgia, a lot of childhood warm feelings. That was very warm hugs. Well, where am I getting that phrase from? Oh, Frozen. Olaf, right? Olaf says he likes warm hugs. Anyway, so check this out if you haven't yet, everybody. They have some really, really nice pieces of music that Joe Hisaishi has composed in this particular setting. So we're gonna try to aim for that actually today. Now, what I wanted to do, right, kind of in just to put everyone kind of on like roughly the same page, is show you maybe some of the Totoro references for maybe why I'm also wearing this thing that Totoro gave me to wear. So cool. Never thought I would meet Totoro in my life, but that's Totoro. Now, something else that I also offered him when he came was an umbrella, but I think like I gave him my umbrella, but he took it. He took my umbrella, Teitro, like crazy. He took it. Yeah. I know, right? All the guests are just taking things. Like he took it and then he got on the cat bus. So anyway. But yeah, I mean, this is a really fun movie. If for folks who haven't seen it, actually they do give a description here as well. Yeah, the themes are including animism, a lot of things related to like rural living, because that's kind of where the setting is, in like more of like a rural village of Japan. But super wonderful movie. I think I first watched it when I was quite young, and then being older I watched it again and I was really moved by the music again. I think that kind of, I don't know if anyone feels the same way too, but sometimes you watch things as a child and then when you get to be an adult or you get to be older, you watch it again and it's like, wow, it takes on a totally different meaning, right? So would highly recommend this movie. We like it very, very much. And the music in general, right? I would say maybe this is potentially, it's both a good and bad thing. I hope this doesn't scare anyone, but it's good to know in a way, is that I think a lot of the Hisaishi music is part of the reason why it's so moving and so rich in a lot of its the emotions that it gives rise to in people is compositionally. There are some chords that are somewhat complex, more complex than we would usually think of with, let's say, standard chord progressions, right? Like if it's a 4-bar chord progression repeated over and over again. So some things that change a bit. Interestingly enough, when I did when Daltrick rather did the first stream just now about writing process, right? There was actually a moment with some chromatic motion that was kind of almost Hisaishi-ish in a way, with leading tones and stuff like that, but passing tones rather. So we might do a little bit of that as well, right? Probably the most famous song. Let's see if we can pull up even like the soundtrack over here very quickly. So music, yes, okay. The music composed by Joe Hisaishi. Yay, we like him. The classic one being the My Neighbor Totoro ending song. That one's a good one too. Let me just pull up that Spotify playlist that I had with my collected favorites. Cool. Oh, it's so funny because I mentioned this too. I actually put this on my Instagram story, I think. But they've been playing a wide selection of things from like the Harabe Tipania and like all of these like different, they had like Guns N' Roses going just now, the band next door. So I mean it is what it is, but anyway. Cool. One of the more prominent songs, back to Totoro, right, that became quite popular was The Path of the Wind, also because it had like a wonderful children's choir kind of singing in that. So maybe we might go for that today. Very quickly, right, let's see if we can maybe luck out a little bit. And in our goal of making an inspired track by the Miyazaki films and by Joe Hisaishi's music, let's see if we can find two things. I want to find the lyrics, even though they might be in Japanese, because these movies are typically in Japanese, right? So I'm going to look for lyrics. And I'm also going to look for chords because both of them, if you even kind of go back to the first Daltrix stream just now, will help us influence, our palette selection, colors, and so on. So let's see. Path of the Wind lyrics. And let's see if we can find a translation to... Okay, there it is. Yeah. No Totoro. Okay, that's cool. And then let's look for Path of the Wind chords. And just to make sure we have the right composer. Oh, that's so cute. Someone did that. But I actually just do want like the chords as like a written thing. Let's see. Do we... Is this... Oh, wow. How convenient. Someone actually had the entire chords up. Let's see. Can I actually even play this? Trying to look for... I could potentially actually just play this on the piano, but I want to look and see if... Okay. Actually, TAETRO, is it okay if I... Will we still get copyrighted if I replay? Yeah. Okay. Okay, just checking. Because I don't know sometimes how sensitive they are. So, because I don't... if I end up like purposely playing this on the piano, but still ending... Okay, cool. Thank you. Thanks. That's why I wanted to confirm before we dig ourselves into a deep, deep hole of this. So let's see if we can pull up some chords. Okay, great. So let me also try to switch around the piano sound. So give me 1 sec, everyone. I'm going to try to show you the setup over here. 1 sec. Yeah, okay, cool. It's actually a little tilted, but that's fine. I know, right? I forget. It's like... No, that's fine. I got it.
Push.
I do still want push because I want to play stuff. But it's also useful to have this. Okay. Great. Thanks for your patience, everyone. Great. Let's go ahead and get started. Oh yeah, I just saw that Jaw Harping with Milo wrote this in the chat, but it's true. When you do go back to Disneyland as an adult, it's like so different, so crazy. Great, let's take a look at this. I still, though, as I always do, it's been a while, but even when I was like older, right? When I went back with my dad, for example, we'd always go to the Buzz Lightyear of Star Command ride and then shoot a couple of things. Okay, anyway, let's take a look at this over here. Just want to make sure I got this kind of okay, maybe, before this. Okay, let's see. Oops. So while I'm prepping stuff, I just saw something in the chat. Miles asked, do you use push 2 as well as launch key? I do. I would almost say I use push 2 more. And after I do this initial part on the piano, just for like getting the chords and so on, I'll probably switch over to push right after. But yeah, I do find it a little bit easier to read, like sight read. I can sight read on push also, but I find it easier to sight read on piano just because I was originally classically trained as a pianist. This is like old days of this. Okay, hold on. Let's see if we can pull stuff up. Okay. Yeah, I know. Thank you. Yeah. Let's see. FM. Okay, cool. That's great. Let's try this out. I think we got this over here. Okay, there are some interesting variations of the chords on this one, but we're just going to try it out. So I'm just going to go ahead and maybe pull up some kind of piano sound. Mainly just keep the camera here for... Oh, actually, no. I'm going to go to the... Yeah. Okay, cool. It's me, and then it's also this. That's great. Let's pull over a piano sound in live. Let's just put on like a MIDI track for now. Let's see if it arms. Yeah, okay, cool. That's great. Hopefully folks can hear that. Bishop asked, can you play any other instrument? What does Daltrek look like playing drums? Interestingly enough, Daltrek doesn't play drums, but she does play like drum pads and like percussion. And also this is like a deep cut. I don't even know. I'm not sure if TAETRO even knows this. Daltrek plays the xylophone four-handed mallet. Oh god. I know, you saw the mallet one, right? Yeah. So yeah. Used to play like anyway. Wow. Memories. Okay, cool. So I just let's check this out, right? So I'm gonna pull up the chords which were over here. Let's see if they're correct, because I don't even know if these might be the right ones or not. And if they're not, that's totally fine also. But let's just take maybe a listen to these variations of chords and so on. Try to do a little bit of voice leading, but we'll see if that works. Okay, so this one's giving me this. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. That seems okay so far. I think that's it. I don't think these are actually in time, but I think we can potentially use these chords, right? If we properly, play them in a certain order and in a certain timing, I think it'll probably give us what we want to. These are just like random ones from people on the internet. So sometimes that they'll get these wrong too, but that's okay. What can be worth doing also for sometimes I should say this as a part of making music too, since we just talked about xylophone, and you just saw just now Batman, wow, played the guitar, right? So crazy, he played the guitar. TAETRO, did you know that? It's crazy. Yeah, I know, right? Well, my point though about bringing up the instruments though is that if for a lot of folks, like sometimes you're starting from scratch, or you are maybe you play another instrument already but you want to get into electronic music production, lean on that musicality first. That's something that I actually tell a lot of my students, because I happen to work with a lot of folks who are maybe playing a certain instrument, or they're singers first, so they have a little bit of music stuff, whatever that might be, and then they're trying to get into like the production stuff. That's a really great way to start doing stuff. So for example, I sample a lot of vocal things, which if we have time, maybe I'll do that as well, so that can be fun as well. Bishop, with 2 mallets in each hand, so it's like a cross, you hold them like as cross sticks, and then it's like 4 mallets, and then you'll do that action. So we'll do that. I used to do that, right? And I used to do more like vibraphone compared to say a marimba or xylophone. But okay, fun facts. Fun facts with Daltrek about life. Okay, anyway. Sorry? Trick facts? I don't know. Like, it's true. Doll facts sounds like it's gonna be facts about dolls. That's right. It's like, here's this doll was created in, I don't know, in like 2020. 2020. That's okay. Can they even hear you? No, they can't. The mic is okay. Cool. Everybody, you can't hear the things that TAETRO is saying. Whoops. Sorry. Anyway, okay. So here's another version of the chords. This one's a little bit more interesting though, and I'll maybe share my. Let me switch the thing. Yeah. Okay. I think this works for now, right? Yeah, this should. Okay. So, Miles, that's awesome. Turntable is trying to get into production. Very cool as well. I started on it's interesting because I do a little bit of DJing too, but I started on like good old vinyl and a couple of like Technics. So yay, fond memories. Anyway, everybody, back to this, right? So going back to what I mentioned just now with chords being sometimes a little bit more quote unquote complicated, in some of these like tunes and scores compared to, let's say, your standard type of chord progression, that's usually because they have something, this is even more of a music theory sort of thing, but they have sometimes elements that are called tensions, which are just beyond the normal standard chords. For example, this very first one that we see over here, I'll zoom in. This one says A7 sus4, like, oh my god. But anyway, right? If you ever see this, don't worry too much about it. But I think for a little bit of like, context too, it might be fun to break this down. So A, if we look at that, right, if you ever see that in any kind of, score or chart, whatever, that would first mean, which is your A major chord. So you got A, C sharp, and E. You have a 7, and specifically this time, this type of chord is a dominant 7. So the top note's going to be G. That's going to be, 2 half steps down from A. So it's a flat 7, but the chord type is called a dominant 7, right? So it sounds a little bit like this. If I play it with this on the bottom, I'm going to actually go into a lower octave. There we go, right? It's actually kind of like a bluesy type of chord. A lot of people use it in blues stuff. So you got that. And then your G, okay, I just did A7, I didn't even do the sus4. What sus4 means is that instead of the third, which is C sharp, we're going to have D. So it has a very nice, different kind of sound. Yay! Okay, cool. So that's our sus chord, right? A7, sus4. And then the same type of chord pretty much pervades this entire arrangement. My goodness. Okay. But anyway, so that's why I said sometimes, right, it ends up being a little bit of an sometimes it may or may not be super accurate, because I'm not sure if this one is. It's a transcription also. But anyway, all of these chords are kind of like different. Well, that certainly wasn't a sus chord. But you got the A7 sus4, and then for example G7 sus4 will be kind of going a little bit further down, and so on. So maybe not this, but I did also look. I think I remember that the key of Path of the Wind was F minor, so that's why I looked up F minor. And I think it's either F minor or F. It could potentially also be F major, because I forget if it was A flat major or F major, and that's fine if we can't remember. Or actually, maybe I should look at it. Anyway, if it's F, right, if it is indeed F, then that's where I got those other chords from, which are the F, E minor, D minor, A minor being the next one. And even those 4 chords alone are already quite nice, right? F, E minor, kind of like that. And then there's a, right, which in the context of F major would be kind of like a secondary dominant of sorts. Or it could even be, borrowed chord if you're doing like a 6th major. So these are pretty interesting. I might actually go ahead and play these into live. I don't necessarily need to figure out the timing right now, but I think it would be nice to have this sequence so that maybe we can pick and choose what we like to do. So I'm going to record it into this empty clip slot over here in lives, just so that we can get it to be recorded. For now, I think, let's see, 10, 10, 3, 4. I'm going to tap the tempo because I'm thinking of this tempo in my head. And okay, cool. So what I just did over here inside live, in case anyone was wondering what that was, I was clicking on this button on the top left of live saying tap. I had a tempo that I thought of in my head, and it turns out that it's around 104.9 or 19 BPM. Let's round that off. So let's do 105. Here's the metronome as a reference. Right? So there's our tempo, and then I'll start recording those chords that we saw just now, right? So let me see if I can bring these over. Can I do that? Let me do this. That. Oh yes, okay, cool, great, I can. Okay, I'll just have these hovering over here, and I'm gonna record into the very first clip slot. Maybe, I may even have counted too fast actually. So let's try out 90 instead. Okay, here we go. Let's record these. And 1, 2, 3, 4. F, E minor, D minor, A minor, D, A, C. Whoops, that was a sus sound. That's fine. That's true. That was like a suspicious sound. Okay, cool. That's it. Nice. This was the suspicious chord that I played just now. Let me turn on the monitoring. Cool. So that was the C major. It should have been C major, but I think I played like a different sound. Okay. Here is, there we go. Okay. Okay, cool. So some of these I quite like. You'll notice also that in the sequence, there's actually not like a super usually even number of chords and so on. But I do like this initial part that we have, and I think that could be an excellent start. right? I think also maybe in the original sequence, it is actually like this. Maybe. Or this. I think it ends there, maybe? Or maybe not. Well, I like it up until there, so I think we can keep that for now. Let's also go ahead and save this as something else, right? So let me switch. Okay, I'm back here. And thank you, Launch Key. That's it. See, I didn't want push to. Okay, yay. Okay, here we go. Back to push. Thanks, Launch Key. Okay, cool. Now let's turn push back on over here. And let's get started. Cool. So, and something that you might notice also that's maybe a little different from what TAETRO usually does, which is very cool in arrangement view of live, this view. I like starting from session view quite a lot, just because it lets me kind of consolidate a bunch of different ideas and so on. So here we go. Here is what we just came up with. I liked what we had up until this part. Let's keep this over here, but I'll make a copy of it, and I will say progression chord prog over here. So let's do this, and let's do this. Okay, delete those. Just 4 chords for now. 4 bars for now. Let's see. This one. Ah, okay, cool. So I just thought of something else, right? So for this particular chord, this one is our D major, and I'm thinking... Cool. I'd like to have a G here, and maybe because we were talking about sus chords, right? Kind of feeling inspired by y'all as well. Let's go ahead and duplicate this, and, or actually no, let's copy this one because that one's an F. Let's make this a G major chord. I'm going to duplicate it, but the first chord, we'll make it like a sus, right? So here's our chord progression. Cool. And then because a lot of these types of phrases have, you know, kind of an answer or a question and an answer type of thing, let's also expand this. So right now we have 4 bars. I'm going to duplicate this whole thing so that we end up getting like an answer to that too, which is the format actually of Path of the Wind. So here we go. Let's try this out. And then one more time. Cool. I'm thinking for this next one over here, instead of going to this chord, we can go to something else and then maybe do like a 2-5-1, which is a very common type of ending towards the end, right? So maybe let's do that over here. I eventually want to end on the C. Okay, cool. So let's do this. Where's our C actually? Where was the C? Just now we had a C major chord. Did I take it away? Oh, I think I took it away from the previous one. Okay. Is that our C major chord? We gotta find it. Oh no, we're so lost, everyone. That's all right. Okay, there's the E. Oh, I think I shifted it around. That's why. Because I deleted stuff and so on. That's all right. Okay, let's put it back in. Here we go. That was this one. Okay, great. And then we can also just shift this voicing up. Because I think I just did like a CEG, but I don't want to do that. I want to do this instead. Cool. Cool. And then, let's see what this sounds like. And this faster. Cool. That's great. This next part, we will let's even do that thing that we talked about just now with like the sus one, right? So let's do that. Let's end with this over here. We had the D minor here, so we'll bar this. Great, this is our chord progression. Very cool. If we have yeah, okay, cool. Maybe. Okay, let's leave it here as the C. That's fun. Great. So now, everybody, we have our chord progression. Oh no, I accidentally clicked duplicate. We have our chord progression. Let's start adding different kinds of elements to it, right? So usually what I tend to do, and I mentioned this also in my other stream as well, when we're doing like that songwriting thing, I really like pulling in existing projects that I have that might be interesting, right? So while I was prepping stuff just now when Batman was here, like I was in the background. Maybe some of y'all saw me like freaking out. I was terrified of that man. It was crazy. But I was prepping things, and I started thinking about, okay, if I wanted to do a Miyazaki thing with y'all, what might be a cool type of approach, right? Have I done any other tunes that might have a similar palette to what we're going for? And the answer was yes. I did a tune on day 8 of Beattober, and also even today's one, which was what did I do today? A song called Warnings, right? But I did this one, this other song called Where Kindness Fails. That was a little bit more of like a ballad. I really enjoyed doing it. So what I'm going to do is I have over here inside Live's browser the entire file of the template of that. Usually before I do the live performance of something, I set up a template that I then record into. So some of y'all actually saw me do that in the previous stream already towards the end. I didn't finish setting up the template, but that would have been what I would have done next, right? So I'm just going to drag and drop the template of stuff that I have in all into Live. And let's check it out. Cool. And I can't remember if I actually did do this in the key of C. I forget. But I'm just going to delete any unused tracks that I am not using. I'm also going to temporarily mute the electric piano that we were using just now. We actually don't even need that too, so I'm just going to unarm it through using push. Let's take a listen now to what we have. I want to play the chorus, which I think should be here. So let's... Hopefully this is all right. If it's too loud, I'll bring the volume down. Ah, yes. Okay, cool. This is working great. And also, if I try this out, let's check this out. Yay! Okay, cool. Great. So this is the preset that I had for the vocals. A bit loud. Yeah, begin staging. That's fine. Cool. But let me also try this. Here we go. There's my vocoder. Great. So this happens sometimes, right? What I like to do actually is mute the rest of these. So I'm just going to click on drums, head over here. Someone asked about this. I think this might be a fun opportunity to even talk about this too. I'm going to hold down my drums, hold shift, click on FX, mute those. I like doing this a lot where I have a chord progression play, and then it's a live vocoder, so the sound is just coming through. But I have 4 chords. Right, I think, do I have 4 chords? Let's find out. Ah, okay. It is, yeah, it's 4 chords, but they're just, playing. So anyway, vocoding live for you. But let's see. So this is the old project. This is the one that I did for this round of Beattober, but it was day 8 of Beattober, I think. Or day 7? Was it day 7 or 8? Let's see. Let's find out. Day 8, right? But this is cool. I love using this, and I think I might use it even in our Miyazaki theme-inspired type of thing, because I don't have a choir of people, but I have myself. So, sorry. TAETRO just left. The cool part though is the vocoder. You can still kind of adjust the colors a little bit, right? So right now it sounds quite subdued, but it's because I had a low pass filter on it, so I can open it up, make it a bit more buzzy, right? What else can I do? I can make it drier, but maybe now it still has some delay because I'm using sends and returns. That's okay. Cool. I can also kind of make the high end stand out more by using like a high pass filter and cutting out the low end, so I can do that too. I can also change the format of the vocoder. Format referring to, usually the shape of someone's throat, for example. So if you have a lower format value, a low format shift, then you will sound as if your throat column is a little bit different, differently constructed. So it's a little bit like a ooh type of voice, which you can probably hear now. Ooh. But if you make the format higher, here it is, chipmunk time. Right, so usually for me, especially because I tend to have a pretty
high edge voice when I'm singing. I sometimes shift the format down a little bit, so -3 is usually quite a nice point for me in the context of live. I should also mention this. This is the native live vocoder device. Sometimes when I show people this, they're like, we didn't think it could sound like that. Again. So I'm not sure what else to say other than if you know how to work your stuff, you will know how to make sounds. Otherwise, the other really cool sound that I like using for these types of vocoder things are vocal synth by Isotope. I use that quite a lot too, but only in production settings, not for live performance, because CPU is a bit bleh. But for live performance, you can use Live's native vocoder and it'll end up working great, right? So as a quick experiment, what I'm going to do is I will shift this chord progression clip, or not shift, but rather just copy and paste it into the vocoder track. It's inserted a couple of scenes over here. And let's just test it out. Let's see what happens if I launch this scene. So I'm going to probably change like the key and so on. Great, yeah, okay, so here, I'm just holding on one note. Let's try this out. I'm going to mute my clean vocal, but I'll just do like a woo sound, and we'll see what happens. Here. Yay! That was it. Alright, so now it kind of goes. I like that. I like that quite a lot. I think something that's a little bit more subdued could be quite nice, so I'm just going to go ahead here. There are two ways that you can change it. You can either change it in the synth itself, right? So you could do this. I'm changing the synth's cutoff filter. If I brought the cutoff filter all the way up, it would end up being like quite bright tuba. Actually, I still have some other settings here. Anyway, I'm going to bring this down over here. Generally for vocoders, right, you do want to start with a pretty bright sound. So you want to start with like a, the saw or square. Sometimes squares are quite nice too. A little bit of a different color to them. So for example, here is a square wave. And here is a saw. But both are bright. Yay, okay. Sometimes I like doing a mix. So maybe, you know what, let's do a mix of both. I'll make the filter frequency go down a little bit here. Cool. I should also mention this. I think some of y'all might have noticed this too, but I have quite a... I'm going to pause this for a second. Sometimes when you're working with a vocoder, right, it's important to recognize what kind of voice you're working with. So for me, I have something that is... I joked about this with my dad, I think, once before. But Freddie Mercury, if anybody knows Queen, if you're a fan of Queen, let me know in the chat, because I'm a fan of Queen. Love Queen. Freddie Mercury, the lead singer of Queen, may he rest in peace, and I have this in common. Ooh, okay. What a strange thing to say. We have hypersibilant voices, meaning that the way the mouth is constructed, my tongue is very, very close to the back of my teeth. So because of that, whenever I do like t sounds or like sounds or like s and so on, there will more often than not be some kind of resonance to it. Like that just happened over there, right? There's going to be some kind of resonant thing. So my voice is naturally brighter with its frequencies. If you don't have that, then you might have a hyposibilant voice where your tongue is a little bit behind, more so than usual, and a lot of your S's and T's will be less pronounced. So that's why if you're ever doing vocal processing, if you have a hypersibilant voice, you'll probably end up needing more de-essing, but if you have a hyposibilant voice, you'll end up needing a boost in, the 3 to 8K range, depending on where your sibilances are. Anyway, nerdery, sorry. But yay, Queen, woo! We love Freddie Mercury. Yeah, I know. Marino, thank you for bringing that up. I do love Queen. I still love them, even after, Bohemian Rhapsody and stuff. John Hopping with Milo mentioned the David Bowie and Queen thing. Under pressure. Okay, anyway, this is Miyazaki themed. Back to this, right? So I'm gonna make the vocoder a little bit darker in sound, as well as maybe do a bit of a high pass, some delay. Check. The delay's a little bit on the bright side. So I'm gonna change the input filter and also a little bit of the diffusion network here. And then maybe also change the decay time, so that's a little bit longer, but make this a little bit focused. Okay, cool. And for delay, oh, that's actually quite long. Anyway. For delay, I would love to make this brighter as well. Check. Ooh, nice. Cool. Great. So that's done over here. And I think we can leave this as it is for now. I quite like this setting, so we'll recall this later on. Great. Now I'm gonna switch back to our regular programming with the normal SM7B. Here we go.
Yay! Okay, we're back. So let's now put this mic away, but we'll use it later. And let's start thinking a little bit now about the construction of this, right? So in the original tune, let's just launch a scene and see what we got. Oh yes, I muted everything. So let's see. Okay. If I do this. Okay. Oh, this is fun. So maybe this is even like a simultaneous, like half of a breakdown sort of thing too. But if I solo this like synth vocal track, which I just did from push, you can hear this synth. That's going like a bit CPU crazy. Any guesses for what that is? I mean, it's kind of labeled as such, but let's take a look. That's the MIDI notes. Ah, yes, TAETRO, thank you for the reminder. So don't forget, we're going to give away another $250 Ableton voucher, everybody, at the end for the web shop and so on. But yeah, back to this, right? This is me. I sang. Let's see what this sounds like if I bring this into this view. Where is... Oh, yeah, because I set up for no input. Let's see this. Okay. When it comes to sampling myself, I love doing it. I sang that note. I just hummed it. Woo. But now I can start playing things as like, you know, chords and stuff. So if I want to do like just now what was it we doing? Our first chord was like F major, right? So let me show you what I'm doing. Cool. What I was doing just now is playing a C over here. If I wanted to do, let's say, our F chords for this, I can also like replay things in, but I can now play my voice like a synth. Right? Oh, interesting. Your push 2 feels different from mine, Mr. TAETRO.
How dare you?
It's good. No. It's interesting. It's a good observation for me because I think like, I'm so used to playing my own like push that it's like, oh, right. More sensitive. Even with like I think some of the like setup. Yeah, interestingly enough, but that's all right. Yeah, so anyway, I can now play this like a synth. Yay, I can play push. I love using push for these types of things. It's cool. You can change the scale as well. So now, for example, we are doing something in the key of C, but if I wanted to do something in the key of... TAETRO, please name a key. Okay, G, any preference for scale? Let's see if they have it over here. I'm not sure if they have Joshi. Let's see. Do they? They do. Here is the G Hirajoshi scale, everybody. We're going to play it. That's it. That's the G Hirajoshi scale. I'll bring this down an octave so we can hear it more too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Is that your favorite scale? It's fun. Okay. But yeah, you can choose it, everybody. So you can choose different kinds of scales you can play, and then from here, different kinds of, notes and so on. But anyway, great. Let's go back to C major, which is where we were just now. Sweet. Here we go. Back here. Okay. So now, oh, I just said in the chat, many push devices have sensitivity issues. Well, I mean, I don't think it's so much an issue as much as it is in a way that every controller is actually indeed built quite differently. I have used like some push units before where it's like the same, it feels the same, but then others feel a little different. So it's pretty cool. I will also say that kind of depends a little bit on the user because I noticed that I use push quite heavily. So on my push, for example, some of the pads, the corners are like worn out. Ugh. Sorry, Ableton. I did too many things. But anyway, let's head back here, right? What was I going to say originally when I played this? Okay. So I wanted to do that kind of voicing and so on. I think it could be cool to do something a little bit similar too, maybe with more active drums though. So if I head over here to a later scene in the performance, right? I'm gonna mute this track first, okay? Just to hear the other stuff. I had some like interesting drums going on that I quite liked. So maybe we'll do that. Let's see. Yes, Bishop. I'm sure you're a heavy, very, very heavy pad user too. Because Bishop won the finger drumming award for Beattober Awards. Yay! Yeah, for Bishop. Woo! We have clapping in the background from TAETRO. In case that wasn't audible, but yeah, cool. Bye, Marima. I'll see you later on. So yeah, okay. So back to this, right? We're gonna start. Oh my gosh, sorry. I actually didn't check. Do you know when we're next doing the next thing? Holy, okay, no, it's okay. I'll do that. Sorry. I totally lost track of time, everybody, because I was doing all the background. No, it's okay. I'll keep going. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this, TAETRO. Okay, anyway. Let's see if we can. Let's even try a little bit of this from Push, right? So one of my favorite things to do is to use different kinds of segments, and you can kind of move them around. So let's say I really enjoyed, the beginning intro drum part, right? And I maybe want to be able to use that in a totally different scene altogether. Well, this scene, let's see what this is to begin with. Okay. Oh, wow. Are we going to do it now?
Why not?
Yeah. Okay. So everybody, sorry, we are taking a quick pause because, as you may have seen, TAETRO has brought...
It's time.
The thing.
The second Red Bull. Oh, yeah, the microphone. It's time for the second Red Bull of the evening.
Oh, I think it's off. The mic? Is the mic off?
And we're back. Okay. Second Red Bull of the evening, everybody. Let's do this.
Oh, that was
in
good.
In unison. Here we go. Red Bull sponsor? No.
Turn away the...
Oh, sorry. What are you talking about, Red Bull? Unnamed energy drink. Cracking them.
Yay.
All right, cheers.
Cheers.
Now, is this facing the right way, do you think? Is it natural?
Is this close enough to the...
Yeah.
We have some jokes about that, but okay.
Peace and love. Hope you're all having fun. I haven't listened to a single thing that you've been working on besides your talking.
I did a little. I went a bit more too much into Claire mode, I think, but it's okay. Yeah.
But I'm going to tune into it soon. I like it, just listening to you talk, and then later on hearing what the end result was. It's very interesting.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Because I have no concept of what it might sound like.
I know, right? It's kind of like anyway.
If you're all enjoying this, show some support for Dollar Tree. We got her links in the description. We got channel link, Instagram
thanks.
link.
I didn't know.
If I did my job, I think that's true.
Unlike Batman.
Batman told us what peace and love is used for. Man, that guy's a clown. Okay, I'll let you get back to it.
No. This is great. Thanks, TAETRO.
Peace and love.
Cheers. Cool. Okay. So I did the thing again, everyone. While TAETRO was talking, I started doing different kinds of copying and pasting. But what I wanted to show you basically is like, okay, let's say we like these ideas, right? We're gonna replace all of these segments, which I copied over from the lower segments, with the existing chords that we have as a starting point, our Hisaishi themed chords, right? So let's go ahead and copy and paste this in the pad section so that when we launch the scene, we're in our new key already, right? This is a little bit low. Let's bring this up an octave. Let's also put in some bass. Bass is going to launch in the next round. 1, 2, 3. Here we go with the bass, right? Cool. Let's add some arpeggiator things also. So we'll put this over here. Arpeggiator is going to be added right now. Here we go. Okay. Oh, we're not. Oh, because it was a motif, so I actually didn't have an existing arpeggio around this. But let's do that, everybody. Heading over to MIDI effects. I could also okay, so maybe because just now TAETRO was saying that you can't actually do it, right? So I'm actually going to do this from Push. You can add a device from Push. You can head over to MIDI effects. Sometimes what I like to do when I am, just kind of jamming alone by myself with push and so on, is purposely not look at my computer. So my computer might be like, 10 feet away from me or something, but still adjust these parameters, right? So let's change maybe gate value, maybe something a little shorter, right, for this. So something a little bit more like boop, 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 plucky and so on. It might be nice to add also some EQ and compression, right? So I think let's do some EQ first. So here we go. Let's add EQ. Let's not do channel EQ. Let's do EQ 8. We'll put on a high pass filter at the end. I think that might be kind of nice. Really? Should we do that? Yeah, I think maybe. Let's do band number 1. Change this to a high pass filter. There we go. Cool. And we can start bringing this up. Because I think I just want to capture the top end of those ARPs, right? Let's make this a little louder too. So there we go. Right. I quite like that. And then let's also go to band number 4, which is our high shelf. And then let's shelf the top of this also. So let's do a high shelf. Turn this on. Ooh, sorry? The music stopped? Oh, wait. Huh? Oh, the neighbors. Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. Sorry. We were just saying our neighbors who have been partying with like the Guns N' Roses and stuff, they have stopped the music. Yay! So we may get some peace and quiet yet for today. Actually, let me switch over to band number 4. And I'll do that there. Okay. Lift the highs a little bit. And I'm also going to turn any unused bands off. So let me go back here. I'll turn the band 5 off because I think I overshot just now. Okay, off. 2, that's also going to be off. So just emphasizing like the highs, right? Let's also compress this a little bit. So over here, audio effects, dynamics, compressor. Here we go. And I think we can leave the ratio as 4:1. So we'll do that. That's fine. If you go deeper into the compressor, you can also make some like adjustments. Like I'm going to turn makeup gain on. And then now we can bring down, the ARP and so on. But I think what I might do with the ARP is change some of the send values also. So let's actually do the B sends. Let's put some delay on it. Maybe less reverb. That's cool. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. That's nice. Let's unsolo. Yeah. Now let's edit a little bit of the drums. I don't mind the drums at the moment, but let's take a listen to what they sound like. Here's that drums clip, right? We'll go into no mode on push so we can kind of see what's going on. We can also look at the clip also. There we go. It's not so bad. But I think some interesting stuff might be maybe some hi-hats, right? Let's see if we can find some hats over here. I'll set this up for inputs. Okay, there we go. If we on this. Okay, why don't we add in some 8th note hi-hats, everybody? That might be kind of nice, right? So I'll turn on repeat, and then I have it set to 8th notes over here. So we can start overdubbing some stuff in. And I think that might be just like a nice addition. It doesn't have to be like super loud too. So let's see. Here we go. Go! Oh, whoops. I didn't press the thing. So we'll just leave this for the cycle, and I'll drink some Red Bull while we're on it. Like multitasking. Here we go. Yay. Hi, welcome to the people who joined in. Hello, welcome. Okay, cool. There we go. Great. Awesome. So we can stop overdubbing for that, but I will change like the mix of this a little bit just because the drums are a little bit loud at the moment, which is all right. Head into mix again. I think for volumes, yeah. Let's see. There's our hi-hat. Bring that down. Cool. Great. And just so folks can actually see what I'm doing, so most of the stuff that I'm doing here on push almost mirrors exactly what is happening in live, but you don't have to like, stare at the computer, which is why I personally like it. Even though TAETRO doesn't, it's okay. It's all right. I know he's just saying. I know. No. Oh my God. No. Don't be so. Don't be like
but
that.
But more importantly, we must thank Michael Varney for the $5.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Michael Varney. Thank you so much, Michael. Hold on. Wait. Techno break.
There you go. Perfect. thank you, Michael Varney, for that $5 donation.
Thank you, Michael.
This is like a meme at this point, but our next segment is like a little more chill, and I will give an update then.
Update?
Donation update.
Oh, donation update. Yes. Okay. Yay! Thank you so much,
We've
Michael.
crunched the numbers. We are so close to our $10,000 goal.
Thanks for your donation. Appreciate it. Thank
Shout
you.
out to all of you.
Thanks everybody who's donated and stuck around with us. Oh my gosh, 4:15 a.m. Diego says in Brazil. Thanks, Diego.
Wow.
What time is it where we are? Oh wow, it's 12:15.
We're in it for the long haul.
Yeah, which means in New York time, I realized, sorry,
3
you weren't on camera. Yeah, it's 3 a.m. in New York. Yeah.
So we have about 17 more hours to go here, folks. We're in it for the long haul. Is that math correct?
Is that?
I believe it's correct. We're going for 24 hours, 5 to 5.
Oh yeah, that's correct.
Heck yeah.
Right?
We're in it for the long haul. The fun has just begun.
24 minus, yeah, okay.
We're in it for the long haul. That's this segment. Then, were you able to come up with some doll tricks?
I was, yeah.
Oh, and then I came up with the TAETRO treats.
Did you have the TAETRO?
I've got 10 TAETRO treats.
I've got 10 doll tricks. Oh my
Perfect.
god. We are synergy, everybody. Synergy.
So basically, we're going to pass each other 10 random samples in the next segment, and we're just going to have to make music with those samples.
Yeah,
We're going to trade off.
It's going to be cool.
We don't know what we picked for each other, and that's going to be a lot of fun. And then after that, we're watching a spooky movie.
Cool.
And then more to come later on.
Yeah.
But I'll let you continue.
That's great.
How
Thank
much
you.
time do we have? Oh, yeah. We got I think in 10 minutes, we'll do the giveaway.
Okay, cool. So
and
I
we'll
need
be back on schedule.
I need to hurry up then. But it's good. I think we'll be able to do this one on time because this one's a little bit more of the chill one.
Yeah.
So that's
And
cool.
don't forget to switch your camera.
Oh yes, the switcher. Thank you. Can we give also everybody another big set of kudos to TAETRO, who somehow does this how many times a week?
3 times a week in Beattober.
3 times a week in
And the week that
Beattober.
Note in Archery Mini Lab came out, that was 4 times.
Crazy. Oh my god. Yay! Cool. And much respect to anyone who streams, really. And honestly, everybody who did Beattober, generating content is a thing, right? So, okay. But anyway, what was I doing? Okay, back to this. We're almost done, right? Yes. Cool. Maybe decrease this. Oh yeah, adjusting the volume of the hi-hat. I think I might even drop that even more. Let's see. Yeah. Great. And that's actually going to be the craziest, not craziest, but it's going to be the majority of the stuff that we do, right? As the body of the song. So now let's make a quick arrangement out of it, and we're going to record it into the arrangement view from session view. So here we go. Let's also take a couple of these away. We will also take away the vocoder MIDI because that right now that doesn't match what we were gonna do. But I will keep these 3 effects over here, right? Y'all see these 3 ones because they're really good for sweeps and stuff. I've used them in pretty much all of my Beattober videos because they're my classic kind of transitional sorts of effects. So for example, right, it just goes through the whole place. Cool. I'm also gonna move the synth vox, the chord progression to the synth vox clip. Maybe that might be kind of nice. Let's see. We'll see if this works or not. It does. It's also taking up quite a lot of my CPU, as you can see, partially because this is set to Complex Pro. I'm gonna see what happens if I set this to tones. I think it might still work. Yeah, I kind of like that. Now, I had auto filter here. Something that I have liked doing quite a lot in recent times is using, different kinds of, instead of sidechain compression, right, which has a very nice sort of, vibe to it that often, gets things out of the way, cleans things up. You can also use an auto filter, or I like using an auto filter to create some of that movement. So instead of these settings, what I'm going to do is set an auto filter LFO. I'm going to activate it. I'll set this to, I think that's all right. A rate of, let's see, 1 and 2 and 3, so 8th notes. And let's see what we get. Here we go. Yay. I like that. Cool. That's fine. Maybe a bit less, right? A bit too bouncy right now. Maybe like this. Maybe 10. It's kind of nice. And then compress it a little more. Bring this up. Nice. Now delay sounds like it was the 3/16 notes, but I want it to be maybe quarter notes, 2, 3. Right? Cool. Now maybe here's like a little bit of an interesting thing. Instead of just having the reverb and delay returns as they are, sometimes I like my delay to be a little bit wet as well. So I'm going to send my delay to the reverb. I'm going to activate the send by default, right? These return tracks actually also have sends that you can send to each other, but they are deactivated by default, most likely to prevent things like feedback, right? Because if you send a send into its own, return track, you will get feedback. So I'm going to enable the send so that I can send some of the delay to the reverb, and then the delay itself will also be reverberated. I think that gives it a very nice touch. So that's why now you can see the reverb track was considerably more than previously. So let's see. And now the delay is also a little bit wet, right? So that's cool. If we make it more wet, yeah, that's fine. Okay, great. Oh, we still didn't do our bell sound, which maybe we could use for, some melodic stuff. Let's think a little bit about how this might work. So let's put this to all ends. I'm going to arm the track on push, head over here. You don't necessarily have to do that if you have like the auto arms on and end stuff, but anyway. That's nice. Okay. Here we go. We're gonna record stuff, everybody. And here we go. Oh, whoops. It's okay. That's actually kind of nice. Maybe let's undo that though. We'll probably do it this time. Cool. And it kind of works, just overall. So we'll create a second version of that scene. And we're going to, in this one, make one kind of variation. I think this one might be nice to not have the hi-hats, right? So here we go. Maybe some vocals if we have time in like a separate life. Let's make this also slower because I think it's a little bit that's a reverse. Okay, I'm also going to kind of delete all these unused scenes that I'm not using in live. So now we just got these bunch of scenes that we're using, but still being able to work with them, right? So let's create a couple of extra scenes over here too. Let me switch over the screen. So here we go. Now, we kind of do this thing sometimes, or I like to do this thing that's like reverse engineering. So you grab some kind of thing that you've made already. Yay, we made the thing. And you copy it several times. And then you figure out what to do over here. Okay. So you can take away things one by one to kind of start eventually putting in a piece, right? So for example, the synth vox part over here, I kind of want to save that for the choruses because it's quite interesting, right? So I'll take that away. The bells are also kind of nice, but they are quite high. So I'm going to take one of them away, but I will keep one of them and also move it down an octave, right? So that way it's kind of, over there. And listening back to what we had just now, right? For the bells, I had a second thought, which was that we actually don't need it to be so busy. I found that it was quite busy. So I'm going to redo the bell part over here and maybe just take away some of these. Let's see. Dun. I like that. But I like also the fifth. Maybe just that. Keep it simple. Right? So here we go. But we haven't EQ'd and compressed this yet. So for convenience, because I know that we need to do the giveaway soon, right? I'm gonna grab one of these like devices that I made already, which is, let me switch cameras. Is that correct? Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna grab one of these devices that I had in my live library. That's an audio effect track that I usually use a lot for EQ compression, and I'm gonna put that on our bells. And we'll just EQ and compress this super quickly. There we go. Oh, I like that very much. I think that's nice. So let's try this out. Now for the drums, we might not even need things to be like this busy, right? So if we grab all of these, I think it might not be even like just a situation for kick drum and maybe like this wood thing that we have. So here is that section that precedes whatever chorusy thing that we might have been doing. Right? Oh, sorry, I just saw something that music volume is too low. Okay, let me just... Oh, okay.
I just checked it.
Okay,
I
cool.
think the volume sounds fine, but if we get if a lot of you are saying that the DAW is too low, let me know. We can bump it a little bit.
Cool beans, thank you. Okay, so here we go. What was I doing? Oh yes, okay, backwards, right? Okay. We were gonna bring this bell down an octave, as well as the arp. Or maybe even save the arp for later, right? Let's even save it for the second part. Okay. Here's that first bit. Oops. Okay, let's do this. Maybe no wood in this one. Also, the wood is tuned wrongly. It should be right if we're tuning it. That was totally the wrong note that I sang also. Anyway. Funny, it's a little bit out of tune. There we go. Cool. I was a little bit like, yeah, sharp anyway. That's a little better. I think it sounds a little bit sharp to my ears, but I think it works a little nicely. So maybe for the intro, I'm trying to think a little bit of the intro of even the piece that I was talking about just now, that Miyazaki piece. And it kind of starts a little bit with some, you know, in a way, bells of sorts, or like a melody, right? So let's keep our bell thing over here, maybe even as like an opener of sorts. I'm going to add the chord progression over here. So together it will sound like this. Okay, great. Now, everybody, here is our fun part. We're going to kind of improvise a little bit on the fly, and we are going to record this from session view into arrangement view. So here we go. Let's Command Shift S. I'm going to save this as Totoro Thingo, and we will save this. And let's see what happens. So we're going to record this into session view. Here we go. If we are ready. Okay, stop all clips. There we go. So recording into session arrangement view, excuse me. Oh, wait, whoops. Yeah, we have it's funny, we have the chord sound, but because it's muted, we don't hear it. It's okay, I'll leave it as it is, because maybe we might need it later, who knows. Great, let's head back over here. Oh, no, that's okay, I'm going to stop it. A little bit like OCD. Anyway, here we go. Let's record this in. Let me switch to the other screen as well, the one that will give us both push and, yes, okay, great. Here we go, let's record. And I think I'm just going to turn on the metronome for a tiny bit also, so we have a tempo reference. Okay, cool. 3, 4. Here we go. Maybe add some elements on the fly. And some transitional things as well. Next part, add the wood block. maybe we'll also start to put in the art, but at a softer volume. Let's stop the drums, have a riser into the next bit. Repeat that symbol thing. And final section or final-ish bits. Here we go. Start stopping stuff. And let's finish this, everyone. Here we go. Great. And now if I press tab, there was our entire song that we just made, that we have now recorded here. Oh, let me switch back over to the thing, because here we are in arrangement view. Yeah, we just recorded this in. How long is this overall? Let's find out. If we select time and we hover over it, it's already 2 minutes. That's great. We just jammed, and now we have this kind of like form that we can keep working on, including this part at the beginning, which is maybe here also like a tip, right? So if you ever maybe select time, you're curious to know how long the selection you've made is inside Live, you click and you drag, you select it. When you hover over this, right, at the bottom of Live, it'll tell you how long your selection is, right? So for example, the length of this, I can't move my mouse, but if you look at the bottom of my screen, it says time selection start at 13, which is the 13 bar mark, and then you end at the 59th bar. Total length is 46 bars. Duration is 2 minutes and 6 seconds, and perhaps a little bit less because
I never knew that existed.
Sorry?
I never knew that existed.
Oh.
At the bottom, it tells you the duration of the selected.
Yeah.
Wow. That's why you're an Ableton certified trainer.
You know how I knew that information?
How did you know?
I read the manual.
Oh, you read the manual. Interesting.
Sorry,
if any
of my students are still watching, that's one of my catchphrases with them. They'll be like
manuals are not a great way to learn a piece of software. I don't care that you learned how to do this from reading the manual. There is no way you're gonna read the manual and like retain all this information.
It's a combination of, I think, both. You need to do the reading and you need to put into practice too. But to be honest, like, I mean, I'll be fair. I enjoy reading, and I think you will find that from one of the samples that I gave you.
What, am I gonna have to read?
No, you won't have to.
It's you.
Everybody, please stay tuned for the next part of our stream, because TAETRO has an interesting sample of me that he is going to flip, I think, and then I will also flip a bunch of your samples too.
And we should also possibly have some of the snacks, secret
snacks.
Yeah,
that we can sample as well. But anyway, everybody, yeah, I mean, like, I joke. If any students are watching this, sorry, y'all. I roast them all the time, so they know how I work once they are in my cult of students. But there's a saying, RTFM.
Read the fucking manual.
But I don't curse, so you can curse for me. Thanks.
If manuals work like consumable, I think now that a lot of them are online PDFs and you can like Command F them, I think that's that
one's cool, yeah.
But
I will say though, some manuals are very badly written.
Say that you taught me something new about Ableton Live.
Thanks.
Thank you for that.
Thank you for giving me the platform to do so.
Great.
It's useful information. And honestly, anytime that you select stuff, if you look at the bottom, it's like super useful. There's usually something there. This is a section of Live. The bottom section of Live, I think, is something so overlooked. This one's called the status bar. But another maybe useful tip for everybody, if you open up the bottom left, right, you know the info view thing? I keep that open a lot also. Because, It's true.
That's better than a manual.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes people tell me like, "Oh, you should close it up because it's taking up space." But no, I like reading it because it tells you exactly what everything in life does, right? Like this is info view. The bottom of this is the bottom of this is the status bar. It tells you, what life is doing. If I hover over something, you can choose it and so on. You can even look at if you hover your cursor over a certain spot, it'll tell you what the time is compared to like the 0 point.
I have an important question. So when you go to become an Ableton certified trainer, do they teach you anything about like time management, or they do teach you about time management?
Unfortunately.
So how come you keep running over your time?
I know, right? Unfortunately, like that's one thing where I fall like seriously short in. It's because I talk too much, y'all. So I'm just gonna stop talking. But I won't stop talking before we do the
giveaway?
The giveaway, giveaway.
Not only that, but you have to look at chat because we have 2 amazing donations that just came in.
Thank you so much to Michael again. Thanks, Michael. Yay! Okay.
Michael Varney with another 5.
And also thank you so much to Gemini Monkey for the 100.
The $100 dono.
100.
That's insane. Go techno, go. That is huge. So that's another 105 I gotta put in here every time I want to do a donation update. This happens. That's fine. I think people are doing it on purpose.
That's great. Please, this is good for
That is
math.
absolutely amazing.
Thank you so much, everyone. Really appreciate it.
All right. Great. Wow. That's a lot.
That's a lot. That's crazy.
A lot.
Do you need a calculator?
Nope. Plus 105 is, I'm just going to round. Why? You're stressing me out. All right. Don't look at me do math.
Okay.
It's like when the teacher like comes around in class while you're like trying to work on something, and as soon as they stand over your shoulder, you can't get it done.
It's true. I always do that to my students though, because one type of course that I teach is called a lab, and they need to think on their feet, and then suddenly a lot of them get like really stressed out.
Slammed up.
Yeah.
Hey, that's amazing. I do have a fundraising update. I do have updated numbers for everybody, and the numbers are looking great. How close are we to 10K? I have the answer for you, but I want you all to know that you are in the position, just by being in this chat, to win a $250 Ableton store voucher. So they have got different packs. Maybe you even want to buy a copy of Live for yourself. Whatever they got on their Ableton shop, you can spend this $250 on that. So all you got to do is be in chat. I'm about to load up Nightbot over here and tell you all to spam chat. We're going to run this for about 2 minutes. Starting now. So go ahead and spam in the chat.
12:38 and 30 seconds.
12:38, 30 seconds. So at 12:40
and 30 seconds.
And 30 seconds, we will pick a winner. All you got to do is type in chat. That's it. This is for a $250 Ableton voucher. And then just to let you all know, as we close out this segment, we're going to be moving on to our next segment. The live stream will redirect over to that automatically, but I've also pinned the link for the next segment.
Everyone's
over at the
going
top
so
of the
quickly.
chat.
That's crazy.
Yes.
Well done,
Spam,
everybody.
spam,
Good.
spam.
Awesome.
We've got a couple minutes to win. And then I think we have more giveaways in the next segment as well. Where's my tabs? Where's my...
Everyone's doing great.
Now, you're an expert in... Oh, never mind. I just had the window not accurately there. So thank you all for spamming the chat and getting ready for that. Oh, we have good giveaways in the next segment.
Which one is the... Ooh.
We have 2 pieces of hardware to give away in the next segment.
Oh, yeah. And also, like, other things, too, right? Like, because those are being shipped, so...
But just these 2. For this segment, this next segment, just these 2.
Okay.
Oh, stickers? Oh, yeah. And you'll also get Daltrix stickers. Look, they're there.
Okay. Let me show you. This one's funny. This one's actually an exclusive because I haven't released them to the public yet. So.
In the next segment, we're giving away one of these. And giving away one of these. So get ready for that. That's during the Daltrix and Treats, Daltrix and TAETRO Treats segment. We're going to trade folders of 10 samples each.
And if it's possible, then there may be opportunities for people to get.
It's actually going to be better if you go close to that camera.
Cool. Got it. So this is the I call these my chop trick stickers.
This is Daltrick threatening her.
It's
It's too. You see, it's.
Oh no, it's too.
There's just no good way to do it.
This is sad.
We can find a better way.
But anyway.
They're amazing stickers.
Thanks.
It's Daltrick holding a knife.
And a microphone.
Not to threaten her students, but to chop her vocal
samples,
vocal
so
chopping.
funny, so nerdy. This is like it's like those kind of jokes that your college professor makes about production.
I would love to have a college professor who makes jokes about production.
Really?
Yes, I would.
Thanks. I hope my students think so too. I know some of them think I'm very lame, but that's okay.
Should we pick a winner?
I'm fine. Yes. Okay. Oh yes, you're right.
Okay, we're gonna roll it. In 3, 2, 1, go. That's crazy.
Wow.
Because I can't make this up, chat. It's a random selection. The winner is literally Gemini Monkey. Round of applause for Gemini Monkey. I roll it one time on Nightbot. Nobody's going to believe me. Claire's computer is hooked up, so I can't.
Wow.
That didn't show anything.
It is Gemini Monkey.
You can verify. You saw me roll it one time.
Chat they can replay. People can replay this video and watch my eyes go, ooh.
That's crazy.
Because like I said, when I get stressed, I freeze up. And I did.
It's
because
only
it was
stressful because it seems like rigged. But it's just random. There were 26 eligible users. I hit roll. And that's what happened. So thank you to Gemini Monkey.
Congrats, Gemini Monkey. Thank you.
I think it's proof that there's karma in this world.
Yeah, your voice is changing.
Oh, I think it's proof that there's karma in the world.
Woo!
That's absolutely amazing.
Congrats,
Gemini Monkey. Gemini, can you put your Instagram handle in the chat so I can message you over there on Instagram?
Thank you. Yay.
That's amazing. It's like what
They just
goes
wrote
around
thank you, but
comes
thank you.
around.
Yes.
That's insane. So type your Instagram handle in chat so I can message you really quick. And then we'll be good. And then we're going to jump to the next segment, which at the beginning of that segment, I'm going to give you all a donation update. And that's that. Just waiting on Gemini Monkey. So beattober.com/donate. We are closer than we've ever been to our goal of $10,000 for the Music and Youth Initiative. We are quite close, so that's dope. But Gemini Monkey, don't forget, drop your Instagram handle in chat. Drop your @ I don't want to miss it. Samuel Messiah in chat. Hello, nice to see you. And Jaw Harping Milo says, by the way, I'm also Gemini. I think that entitles you to a portion of Gemini Monkey's gift card. If he doesn't respond, give it to me. He's going to respond, and either way, we're able to get in touch with Gemini Monkey because he is a member of the Discord. So,
And donated, yay!
Yes. Fia is here. I haven't said hello to Fia. Marley, Tudor, hello. Segway, I said hello in chat, but now I'm saying hello on mic.
Is it Fia?
Is it? I believe it's Fia.
Oh, okay, cool. But Fia is also cool.
Right. Correct me if I'm wrong.
That's cool, though.
Because I
That's a
always
cool
say the
name.
names wrong.
I see.
And I think this is a name that I've
That's
gotten
awesome.
wrong previously. What's the goal total? The goal total is $10,000 across all the funding sources. So I have the number. I have the updated number because people have been buying merch. People see, this is the thing about pronunciation. People just like type it again.
Thanks everyone for joining us so far. We know it's been it's quite late in certain places, so really appreciate you sticking.
Frank
around.
Salvato says, where we at? Gemini Monkey, we're going to get the info from you in the next stream because we're going to keep things moving. Don't worry. I know you're probably not going anywhere. I think people just get super excited. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yes. Techo still remember. Yes. Okay. I think it's Fia. It is Fia. Then I was right. Yes.
Cool.
Techo still remember. Perfect. All right. Thank you all. Were you actually done with what you're doing or did I interrupt?
Yeah, I'm done. We recorded into arrangement.
Amazing. Look at that. You got a whole finished track here. Nicely done. A nice Miyazaki inspired track. Totoro Thingo. Perfect. All right, awesome, everybody. We're going to jump to the next segment, which means this stream is going to end and the next stream is going to begin. It's going to redirect you over there automatically, so don't worry. You won't miss it. If for some reason you're worried about missing it, check that link that's pinned to the top of the chat. Anyway, or always go to the channel homepage if you get
where
lost.
are you? Did you answer that question? I don't know if you did.
Where am I?
Yeah. That was a question.
Where am I?
You're in
metaphysically. I'm in LA. Somebody asked me that question.
I'm mentally in New York though, so I'm actually kind of really like tired at the moment. So that's all right.
We're gonna hit a point, and we're just gonna go over the edge. I'm telling you.
Because it's like 3:45 a.m. in
Frank Salvato wants to know how close we are to the goal. I'm gonna tell you as soon as we switch over to the next live stream in the next segment, which is coming up in less than 1 minute. So stay tuned. We're back on the next link in a flash. Thanks,
everyone.
See
Thank
you
you
in the next one.
Thanks.
On our way. See you in a minute.